everyone, this is Kimberly from the Clinton Public Library, and I just wanted to go over today a little bit about how to install Libby and use it on your devices. Today I'm using a computer, but you can also use a smartphone or tablet or any device that is app compatible, with few exceptions, and it's very, very easy to get started. First, I want to say Libby is an app by Overdrive that allows you with a Clinton Public Library card to listen to thousands of different ebooks and audiobooks. It's a great free service for you guys, so I encourage you to use it. The process is simple to get started. You just go to whatever app store is on your device. In my case, I'm using Microsoft Store because I'm currently recording this on a computer, but you can use the Google Play Store if you're on an Android, or the Apple App Store if you're on an iPhone or iPad. I've already downloaded this to my computer. I've already installed the app, so I'm just going to launch it. The icon when you download it, or the little symbol here, is going to look like this, the little purple square with the book and the little girl in the center. That should appear on your phone screen or your tablet screen once you download it. You will have to pin it to your taskbar, which I will show you how to do in just a second if you're on a computer. I'm going to hit launch. And it opens up like this, and I'm just going to make the screen a little bit bigger for us. Now, before we get started with the entering the library and the library card, what I like to do, because I use Libby a lot, and if you plan to use Libby a lot, I would go down to your little taskbar here at the bottom. I would right click, and then I would pin that to taskbar. So it's very easy to get to. So even if you close it, it will still appear here when you restart the computer. And you can move this if you want to. You can put it wherever. That's only if you're on a computer. If you're on a phone or a tablet, it'll just show up on your home screen or on your app screens. Now, the first step here is going to be adding a library card. In this case, you do have a library card, so we're going to hit yes. And you can have your computer or your device guess your library, but it's just much easier to hit I'll search for a library. And since we're in Clinton, we're going to put Clinton's zip code, so 37716. And it should pop up the correct library on the first result here. So this is correct, Tennessee Reads, Clinch River Region, Clinton Public Library. And then it has Clinton Library's address right here. So we're going to click this. And you're not completely connected to our library yet, so it'll bring you to this screen to sign into your Tennessee Reads account. So you're going to hit choose a location, and it'll pop up a little drop-down menu. This will happen on phones and tablets too, so don't worry about that. And it's a little bit of a scroll down because we have a lot of libraries here in Tennessee. All the way down, there's Clinton Public Library. I'm going to click on that. And it's going to bring you to a screen where you have to input your library card number. Now, your library card number is on the back of your library card underneath the barcode. And it'll start with something like 1CLIN. Now, when you're inputting this library card, it doesn't matter so much if you put the spaces and the capital letters. What's going to matter is that all of those digits are represented. So I'm going to put a library card number in here. And this is a dummy card, so what you're going to be putting in is your own library card number. Okay, and it will take just a second. Depending on your internet connection, this could be faster or slower for you. But it's going to show you that you're signed in, so okay, you're signed in. Here's your library card. It's important to note that with a Clinton Public Library card, every card you can have 15 loans on one account and 15 holds on one account. I've already been messing around with this card a little bit, so there is one hold currently on this card. I'm going to hit next. And this is what Tennessee Reads looks like. If you get on reads.overdrive.com, it'll look very similar. It'll have this logo at the top. What we're going to be focusing on is the library down at the bottom and the shelf down at the bottom. Just to show you how to check out a book, place the book on hold, download it to your device. That's what we're going to be going over today. Now, just to give you a little bit of a layout of the front page here, the front page of Tennessee Reads will always be changing because they're always adding things to the collection and introducing new curated lists for you guys to look at based on important events, seasons, uh, featured books, things like that. Right now, what it's giving us is the Big Library Read. So the Big Library Read is a book that is chosen that is available to download sort of in an unlimited fashion. So I encourage you to go check that out, see if it's something that you want to read. It's available for everyone there. And then right underneath that, there's something called Harry Potter at Home. This is in response to the COVID coronavirus situation that's going on currently. But right now, J.K. Rowling has sort of unleashed our licenses for the first Harry Potter book. So the Sorcerer's Stone is available for unlimited checkout at the moment. We'll be using Harry Potter as an example very soon. And then underneath that, you'll always find things like what's new, what's popular, what's available in both ebooks and audiobooks. And then there'll always be a section on magazines. There are over 540 magazine titles that you can check out with your library card, guys, so definitely check that out. There's also what we call a Lucky Day feature usually on the front page. Lucky Day is sort of a special thing that Tennessee Reads does. It is popular books that you can check out with a shorter loan period. So you can get them to you faster if it's a Lucky Day title, but you have to turn them in faster. You only get them for, I think it's, 7-day loan period for both books and audiobooks. So you get those popular books faster, but you have a shorter time to read them, so everybody has a chance to get through them. And then you'll also find something that is similar to this list below here. So this is a genre list or a subject list. And some people like to search books by like what type of book it is rather than the title of the book. So if I'm interested in looking for a biography per se, and I don't have a specific biography in mind, I could go here and click on what subject I want and then refine my search from there. Now, you'll also see different kinds of collections just added. If it's around a holiday, you may see something like that. You may see something referring to like your local area or things that are specifically set in Tennessee. I've seen that before. This homepage will just continue to change. Now, what I want to go over right now is your shelf. If you see at the bottom of the screen, you have library and then you have shelf on the right here. I'm going to click on shelf. And I've currently placed a book on hold. And it's saying, quick, skip the line. What that means is this is a skip in line copy of this title that is available to borrow at your library. So you'll see this, your Lucky Day titles will end up showing up like this as well. But this is your shelf. You'll have loans if you want to see everything that you've checked out. We don't currently have anything checked out at the moment. And then you'll have your holds, which will show this book that is on my holds list. And you'll have tags. Tags are very personal to your user experience, so we're not going to be going over that particular thing today. Now I want to show you how to search for a book and check it out. So we're going to click Library. And it'll show up like this on your tablet and your device as well. It'll have that shelf library and the Libby icon in the center there. I'm going to be searching for Harry Potter because I know Harry Potter is currently available. Thanks to the Harry Potter at Home. But you can search for whatever title or author that you want. I'm going to search for Harry Potter. There we go. And I just want to go over what this search page looks like first. So right here it's going to say everything matching Harry Potter. So what's going to show up first are going to be the relevant things to your search. So if it has, well, hopefully the relevant things to your search, it'll have Harry Potter in the title, Harry Potter as an author if you're searching for an author. Then it'll say listing so many books, so many audiobooks, and then includes usually an age range or a subject. So this means if I search for Harry Potter, there are 64 books in the entire Tennessee Reads collection that's available to us. And then of those 64 books, there are 29 audiobooks. So if I just wanted to see audiobooks right now, I could click on 29 audiobooks and it would only show me audiobooks. Now I could refine this search over here, and I could also hit audiobooks here. And I could, if I want to see only items that are available, I could hit availability and available now, which is what we're going to do. There we go. So all the books that I have right now, see how it changed here? Listing 32 books, 17 audiobooks, and then it has the subjects here. So it changed because I refined my search. If you're refining your search, it's only counting for that particular search. If you want to change your preferences for what you're looking for, that will hold between multiple searches. Now, when you're looking at this screen, it's going to tell you a lot of information about a particular book. If you see these little audio headphones, that means that that particular book is an audiobook. If you just see the cover, that means that that's an ebook. But you do get a lot more information here. In particular, it's really nice to see number one in series. So if a book is in a series, Libby will tell you what number it is in that series before you check it out. So you don't have to wonder about whether or not you're checking out number 5 when you haven't read 1 through 4. And then it'll also have borrow if it's available. If it's not available, it'll say place a hold, and it'll have like a little calendar that looks like this right here. If you click on the calendar, it'll tell you what your likely wait time is for that book. It'll tell you what place you are in line, how many copies the library has, how many people are waiting, and how many people are waiting per copy. Now, for more popular titles like Harry Potter, new releases and things like that, the wait time is longer. That's just sort of how it is because more people want those books currently. If you're looking for a book that is maybe an older title or it's maybe not as popular of a genre, you'll find that the wait times are like clearly not as long. It just depends on what title you're looking at. Now, if you want to learn sort of like, we all know what Harry Potter is about. It's about the boy who lived, wizards, magic, and stuff like that. But if you didn't know what the book is about, you could click on the cover of the book and it'll tell you information about that book. So I want to click on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the cover here. And it's going to give me a synopsis of the book right here. It's going to show me the complete series list that's available right now. So if the series isn't complete, it'll just show what we have available in the library. If it's an audiobook or an ebook, it will show if it's available as either or. So if it's an ebook, it'll show that it's available as an audiobook. If it's an audiobook, it'll show if it's available as an ebook. Now, down here, it gives you more information. If you want to know how long an audiobook is going to be, this Sorcerer's Stone is approximately 9 hours. This would be where the page count is for an ebook. And it gives more titles in that search. So we're going to scroll back up and then go back to our search. Now, so what I want to do is show you how to borrow a book. It's really simple, and we're going to borrow an audiobook copy of this, and we're also going to borrow an ebook copy of this, just so I can show you the process for both. So first we'll start with the audiobook, and I'm just going to hit borrow. And it's going to take us to this page. The thing to note on this page is you see right here, it says you are borrowing Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for 14 days. If you click on 14 days, you can extend that loan period up to 21 days. There we go. And then it's going to tell you what your linked card has on it. So if you have a bunch of loans right here, it'll say 5 of 15 loans. Right now we only have one hold, so we're just going to go ahead and borrow. And depending on your internet connection, this part will be different for you. So if you have a slower internet connection, this will go much slower. If you have a faster one, it'll go much faster. You know where it has this little circle? This is going to fill in as the book is downloading to your device. Once the book is downloaded to your device and you see a check mark here, you can open the app at any time, even if you're not on an internet connection, and read or listen to that title. If you've closed out the app and tried to open it without it fully downloading, and you leave an internet connection, it will pause the download, and you may not be able to listen to that full title. So this is fully downloaded now. It has the check mark, and it gives you a few options. So you could open the audiobook from here if you would like. You could keep browsing and it would take you back to your search. Or you could go to your shelf and see what you have currently checked out. I still want to check out that ebook, so I'm just going to hit back and go back to my previous search. And just to show you a different way of doing this, I'm going to hit borrow on the actual information page. So borrow. Here we go. And you could leave this as 14 days. You could put it as 7 days as well. I'm going to hit borrow. And we'll let that load. There we go. And I'm going to open both of these books just so you can see sort of a live preview of what they look like when you open. There we go, that is downloaded. So if I left my internet connection right now, I could still read this book by opening it because it's fully downloaded onto my device. I'm going to go to shelf from here. Okay, and then I'm going to hit loans. It usually is on loans, but because I clicked on holds before, it's still on that screen. I'm going to hit loans. And now it shows that I have 2 books that I've checked out. So the audiobook here and the ebook here. Now, the first time you download an ebook onto your device, it may ask you if you want to download that as a Kindle book or a Kindle ebook, or just open it in the app. The difference is if you prefer using the Kindle app, or if you have a Kindle Paperwhite, you would want to use that particular type of book. If you're using any other device, Android, Microsoft computer, a tablet, something like that that's not Kindle specific, I would just open it in the app. That's my recommendation. We're going to start with the ebook, and right here, like I said, it has the read with. If I click that, it'll say Kindle apps and devices, and this app, or you could send it to another device, but generally these 2 are the ones that you will be using. Okay, we'll go back, and we want to read the book, so I'm going to click on it, and then hit Libby, this app. And I've already been playing around in this, so I could show you all what to do. We're going to go back to the title here, the cover. This is the ebook reader that they have in Libby. So when you first start the book, it'll have the cover usually, and then it'll have right here what your current page count is. It'll have the ability to go to library and shelf. It's worth it to note that where the Libby app icon used to be, it will preview what book you are currently reading or what book you last had open on your account. Now, if I want to see this screen without this sort of bottom bar, I can click in the center here and that'll disappear. And you'll notice that my mouse, this is specific to the computer, my mouse is changed to the little hand instead of like a pointer. If I scroll all the way over here to the side and I click, it'll turn the page. If you're on a tablet or a phone, you don't have to worry about that. You just hit the side of the page with your finger, tap the side of the screen, and it'll turn the page that way. Okay, and then specifically for this next part, I want to show you different settings for the book itself. If you need to get back to the little menu on the bottom, you just click in the center of the screen again, and it comes back. Now, there are different options on how you can read this book. If you click this little icon that has like a paragraph inside of it, you can center the page, so it only shows one page at a time. If you're in column view, it'll show 2 pages at a time. So that's an option for you if you prefer that. You can hit this magnifying glass if you want to search for something specific in a book. So if you want to search the text for a specific word, and then search for a place that you've been before. You can bookmark any page. So if I bookmarked this page, and then I went to this little menu with the 3 lines here, and hit bookmarks, that bookmark would exist here. Okay, you also, if you're hitting this 3-line menu here, you can use the search function. You can see the chapter titles and the pages that they would start in. You can view your bookmarks, but what's important here are the reading settings. So if you click the reading settings, you can change a lot of things about the visibility of your book. So if you're someone like me, I prefer really large text when I'm reading an ebook because it's easier to see. So it'll give you a preview of what the text will look like right here. And it'll have a text scale. So if you drag it down, your text will get smaller. And if you drag it up, your text will get larger. It's important to note that your page count will change based on how big your font is. You can change the lighting of whatever device you're using. So if it's bright, it's the default mode, which is this sort of white light. If it's sepia, then it's going to be sort of a dim blush color. And then if it's dark, prepare for this, it's going to be an inverted color. So if this is easier on your eyes, you can use this dark version. We'll change back to bright. Now, book design changes the types of font that you're using. So it's always stuck on publisher's default right here. You can change it to legible, but specifically there is an open dyslexic font that makes it easier to read that way. I'm going to change it back to the publisher's default and hit done. If at any time I want to change between books, so I'm sort of done reading this particular copy of Harry Potter right now, I can hit shelf. Oh, and you'll notice that the page count just updated because of my change in the font size. And it'll take me back to either my loans or whatever page I clicked on last. Specifically, it'll show you how much progress you've made in the current book that you're reading. So I've made 1% of progress, yay us, because we got to the table of contents. And I just want to show you also how it looks on an audiobook. Okay, so this is the audiobook window. And if you just wanted to start listening to the audiobook at normal speed, you could just hit play and it's going to play through your headphones or your speaker or whatever you're using. But there are some options to change your reading experience. So the first icon you're going to have is this guy. Kind of looks like a half ring or a moon or something. Sometimes it'll look like a speed dial, like if you're on a car or in like looking at a clock. If you click this, you can change the speed at which the narrator reads, and it goes all the way up to 2 times speed. There you go. Some people hate this, some people like it. I prefer this, but my suggestion is to speed it up in increments. So don't start off directly at 2 times speed because that'll be very hard to understand. Then it has a sort of timer sleep button with this little moon here. So if you like to listen before bed, you're afraid you're going to fall asleep, you can set this to 30 minutes. It'll read 30 minutes of the book and then it'll cut off for you. You can bookmark specific time points in the book if you want to. So if I bookmarked 1 minute in, I hit this bookmark icon, it would bookmark that location and I could return to it. There's also a menu here, so we're going to click on that. And this is particularly interesting because it gives you the chapter list and the time code for when those start. And there we go. And that's an audiobook. Okay, so what I want to go over next is how to return a book. So each of these titles have a different due date because I changed one of them but not the other. One of them says due in 14 days, and one of them says due in 21 days. So when this gets to due in 3 days, you'll have the option to renew a book. If a book doesn't have a current hold on it, so somebody waiting on it after you, then it will be automatically checked out to you. If there is a hold list and you have the book turned in for you, that means that you'll be put on the back of the hold list again. So you'll have to wait for it again. So if something is very, very popular and it has a very long wait list, you'll want to get to those books very soon. It's also worth it to tell you guys that recently it was implemented that if you have a book placed on hold, when that hold comes to you, it goes into a 3-day sort of transition period in which you get sent an email, which you'll have to set up in your Libby account. And you will have to go into Libby and check that book out within that 3-day period. If you don't, then the book will be moved on to the next person in hold. In the hold list. So be vigilant about that. We've had a couple questions about that. So just make sure that when you get the email from Tennessee Reads or from Libby or from wherever, you actually go in that day and you check out the book to yourself so you don't get skipped in line. Now, to return a book, all you have to do is click Manage Loan right here, and it's going to give you some information here. You can look up the series list if you want here as well. So if you're almost done with the book and you need to look up what's next in the series, you can click there. Or you can hit return early. This renew loan will only become active and clickable within 3 days of your loan period ending. So I'm going to return early, and then I'm going to hit return. There we go. And if you return things early or if you return things on time, it gives you this little bouquet, which is a fun little feature. I'm just going to go back to loans. Now, one other thing to note is that you do not get fines using Libby or Tennessee Reads. A book will be automatically turned in at the end of your loan period, so in 21 days. This will be automatically turned in to Tennessee Reads, and I don't have to worry about it disappearing from my device. I don't have to worry about getting fines. It's also worth it to note that the Clinton Public Library collection and the Tennessee Reads collection are 2 different collections. So you can't place a hold on our online catalog on clintonpubliclibrary.org and expect it to come in for you on Tennessee Reads or vice versa. This is a state digital library, so it's statewide. That's why some of the hold lists are quite long. It's because everybody in the state is using this service. So just be aware of that. I'm going to go ahead and turn in my audiobook too. Return that early and return. Okay, so we're going to save this video. It's being recorded right now. We're going to save it and upload it to our various social medias and our website. And if you have any questions for us, you can contact us through my email, computer_training@clintonpubliclibrary.org. You can call us at 865-457-0519. And you can comment on any of our social media platforms and we will get back in contact with you. This was just a very basic overview of Libby. It's very easy to get started in downloading books, but you can customize some of your experience. If y'all are interested in knowing some of those sort of techniques and how to optimize your search experience, just drop us a comment on Facebook or email us or call us and we'll see if we can record another session like this for you. We hope you all have a wonderful day and you stay safe during this very odd and confusing time. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.